All right, we are live and we got 5 episodes of the X-Files to discuss. And oh my God, what a selection I chose.
Oh yeah, a very good selection.
Let's start with let's go in order by season because Conduit and Jersey Devil and Beyond the Sea was in the first season.
Yeah.
So let's go with Conduit. And basically, this episode plays on Mulder's sister and this girl who apparently gets abducted by aliens. And
Mm-hmm.
only her brother knows what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
So, Henry,
Yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. It was interesting. I mean, in this episode had the follow up to this one I think was Paper Hearts, which we discussed last time.
Paper Hearts was a season 4, maybe?
I think so.
Yeah. So, out through the season, you'll see a whole bunch of Samantha Mulder related episodes. We haven't got to those yet,
Yeah.
except for Paper Hearts and Conduit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead, Henry.
And as you mentioned, I mean, the only the young boy knew what was going on, and remember the mother went to open the door, and the door was hot.
Oh,
The
yeah.
doorknob was hot,
Yeah.
like like there was a fire, you know.
Mhm.
And she went, and I think her daughter had been in a tent outside,
Mhm.
and she and her son were in a camper.
Yeah.
And it was interesting later on in the episode where Mulder was inside the house and he noticed what appeared to be char marks on the top of the camper.
Mhm. But before we get to that, what was shocking to me was that her mother was abducted as well by aliens.
Yeah.
And
Hang on a
yeah.
second. I'm getting a call. Hang on.
All right. So like I said, the daughter's mother. I can hear
What?
you, Henry. All right. All right. So like I said, the daughter's mother was apparently abducted by aliens way back in like the 70s or so, and and that freaking shocked you. You're back, Henry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the daughter's mother was abducted by aliens as well,
Uh-huh.
and we found that out by Mulder and his little magazines. I guess you can those magazines that you get off the newsstands, and I forgot what you call them. Tabloids, those tabloid magazines that Mulder always reads.
Oh yeah. Well, if you remember, Men in Black, they used the tabloids in
Yeah.
in, in the first Men in Black movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So,
I love those tabloids. I mean, they said that
oh yeah,
they said that the best part about the X Files is coming up with the headlines of the tabloids that Mulder's read because they just bullshit. The writers just bullshits the magazines, and we'll
yeah.
see that in Small Potatoes, which is a great headline.
I know, yeah. The small potato. Oh, I can't wait to talk about that one. That one was
Yeah,
a good one.
yeah, but in Conduit, apparently the brother can somehow get messages through the TV, and me and you, Henry, back in the day,
Uh
in the
huh.
'90s, those stations that always turns into that snow stuff.
Yeah,
That's what he's getting the messages from.
yeah, it is. And I mean, we remember, when TV stations would go off the air.
Hmm.
You know, of
Yeah.
course they don't do that they don't do that anymore. But
ABC
you know,
does. ABC does. They go off the air from like 1 to 5 in the morning.
oh, well, ours doesn't. I
Really?
guess maybe. I mean, yours probably. I don't know if you. I'm not sure
It might be just in
because
a different location, probably, just depending on the
yeah,
location.
yeah. But anyway, but yeah, we. I mean, of course, I remember, when stations would go off the air, and of course, before they would go off the air, they would play the national anthem.
Yeah, yeah, that's what ABC does.
Yeah, but anyway, we have this interesting. We have the mother that's been abducted, so she's had experience with this.
Hmm.
And now her daughter's been abducted. So
Yeah, and what I thought was a great scene was when Mulder and Scully first entered the mother's house, and he's just looking at the pictures, and he
hmm
touches one of the pictures. That is a great scene right there.
yeah,
I mean, you can tell that his heart is on his sister's case. He is thinking
eh,
about his sister 100%.
yeah, it is. It's a bit of a touching scene. It really is.
Hmm.
The fact that you have the parallels between what happened to his sister, what happened
Yeah.
to this uh, to this young lady,
Hmm.
and I mean, I know I watched this episode yesterday, but I'm trying to kind of remember exactly what happened.
Yeah, I watched it yesterday too, and basically what happened was is that this mystery girl comes to Scully and Mulder and tells them that Ruby, that was the girl that was abducted by aliens, was
Uh huh.
pregnant, and that her boyfriend Greg, I think, was the father of the baby.
Yeah.
But that turned out to be a lie,
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
and that I think it happened like that. Greg maybe have that the mystery girl really loved Greg or something like that, and but really liked Ruby instead of her, so that the mystery girl killed Ruby's boyfriend, and then she wanted to kill Ruby, but she didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay. Yeah. So I
You just
guess
got
that's a.
done watching X Cops and Beyond the Sea, which is mind blowing episodes right there.
Oh yeah. I just yeah. That was a good one. Yeah.
But in the beginning, the FBI agent, the head secret agent guy, didn't want to do this case,
Right.
but Scully basically talked him into it.
Uh huh. He did. She did.
Hmm. But apparently, when the boy was getting the codes, he was getting binary codes off of those static TV stations when they go off the
Right.
air.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He kept writing. Yeah. He would write down like these numbers and things like that.
yeah,
Yeah.
which turned out to be binary code. And one of the codes were a secret code for freaking explosive or something like that.
Uh huh.
And then they came and basically destroyed the people's house just to see if this dude is like a freaking terrorist. Which
Hmm.
nowadays, if an 8-year old kid did do that, that would basically what happened. The freaking FBI will come in there and tear that house to shreds and think that little 8-year old is public enemy number one.
It's yeah. It's similar to the movie War Games.
Yeah.
Where you hack into where Matthew Broderick basically hacked into,
Hmm.
government computers and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but what I really like was like it was like near the end where Mulder and Scully goes in the house and Scully sees these papers that the kid wrote, and it
Hmm.
was in the face of his sister. That
Yeah.
was a great scene, excellent shot, and everything. I mean, that was just awesome right there.
Oh, that was. I mean, just amazing.
Hmm. But then Ruby finally comes back from God knows where. She was abducted. I'm telling you, she's abducted because they told her that if she says anything, they're going to come and kill her. So she's abducted. She was abducted. I got to
Yeah,
believe that she was abducted.
I think so.
But what I noticed in this episode was that when Mulder was talking to the biker guy, he basically faked that he didn't believe in UFOs just to get information off the guy, which is great.
Yeah.
I love that look that Scully gave. That was funny.
Oh, I know. It's like Scully's like
Are you being
you.
Are you being serious right now?
Yeah, yeah, I know. That was great. Yeah, because it was Scully. Because Scully knows that Mulder is very open minded about that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, he believes in that, and
Well, he
which is
believes in it.
great. Which is great because in the next episode he does the same thing.
Yeah,
When we get ready to which we'll be talking about in a little bit. Um, Basically, Ruby comes back. Um, they still don't know where she's been. Mulder believes that she was abducted. I believe that she was abducted. She was abducted, no doubt about it.
yeah,
Um, and in this end of the scene, um, you see Scully listening to the tapes of when he was undergoing hypnotic regression about the
yes,
day that his sister disappeared.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
love that. I love that so much. That was
Oh,
a
I know.
great, the voiceover and everything.
It was. That was tremendous. Her listening to his hypnotic regression tapes. Yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah.
That little kid was creepy, though. He was creepy looking. Have you seen the movie Pet Cemetery?
Yes.
He reminds me of that little kid from Pet Cemetery. And the whole TV part of it reminds me of the Poltergeist, where
Poltergeist.
the
Yeah,
little girl was looking at TV, said, "They're here."
yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Right.
That's got to be a reference to that somewhere. I'm sure if you watch the commentary part of that, you hear it.
Yeah. It may have. I'm thinking that as well. I'm thinking that there was a connection to
Yeah.
Poltergeist. Yeah, very similar.
Let's see here. I'm looking, make sure we didn't forget anything. I think we basically discussed
Yeah, I think we covered this one.
cover this one pretty good.
Yeah. Now we move on to Jersey Devil.
But did anything stand out to you in this episode, Henry, when you first watched it?
Well, the fact that that she the fact that she was listening to his tapes. I think she really wanted to get a better idea of why Mulder had a
Mhm.
special affinity for those kind of cases.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too. I think this one could have done a Smoking Man. I think this one could have done a good introduce the Smoking Man in this one. This would have
Yeah.
been a good Smoking Man episode if he was in that one. But, but yeah, like you said, I think she wants to get a better aspect view of why he believes what has happened to his sister and why he's so focused on aliens in these types of cases.
Yeah, I
That
agree.
yeah,
I
that was
agree.
Conduit, and
Yeah.
It only gets better from there. Let's go to the Jersey Devil. Now, this
Oh,
episode
this was
wasn't really the Jersey Devil. When I think about Jersey Devil, I think about the horse and the wings and the little body. This is
yeah,
more of a
yeah.
Bigfoot episode.
Yeah, it is. It's
And
very
Henry,
similar.
this is the closest to a Bigfoot episode you can get
It
with
really
the X
is.
Files.
It really is. Yeah, it is. And it you have these two Neanderthal type people in the
Yeah.
woods.
Yeah.
I mean, they're living out in the woods. They're legendary.
Mm-hmm.
They're only seen by a few people. I mean, that does that sound familiar?
I mean, us being Bigfoot guys, we can relate to this episode.
Yeah, we can.
You know, I think they could have called it maybe something else besides the Jersey Devil, because when I see Jersey Devil, I don't think of Bigfoot. I think
Right.
of the horse head thing, and that's it.
Yeah, yeah, same here.
But I told you this episode had a Better Call Saul reference, and
Yeah,
in
where
the beginning,
the family singing Bingo and Bingo was his name-o, which is what the Kelmans were singing in their tent when they went when they went
Saul was
off
coming across
into.
them. Exactly.
Yeah,
A little,
yeah. I thought, yeah. I said, yeah. There's the Better Call Saul reference.
yep. That was great. I love that. And this is before Vince Gilligan joined the X Files. He didn't join the X Files until season 2. So I think he was
Yeah,
watching season 1 and he was coming back to this.
yeah, yeah. He did.
Back to the episode. This is more of a Bigfoot episode. It has tremendous parallels to Bigfoot, and including the sketch of Patty, which Mulder
Yeah,
showed,
yeah.
which is
Uh-huh.
a great nod to that.
It was. It really was. Yeah. I saw that sketch. I said, "That's Patty." Yeah.
Yeah. And then we
And
then we get an anthropologist, not Dr. Meldrum, but another one, Dr. Diamond. Apparently, him and Mulder knows each other.
sharp-eyed television viewers will recognize the fellow who played the anthropologist. You may remember a show called Sanford and Son. He
Yeah.
was the Hispanic neighbor Julio. He was Julio on Sanford and Son.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was him. Gregory Sierra, that's his real name.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, he was Julio on Sanford and Son.
That's great. That is awesome right there. He did a pretty good job. I mean, and the
Yeah.
facts that they did were really spot on of what you see of Bigfoot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, very much so.
I mean, this episode is, close to a actual Bigfoot representation than catching Bigfoot on History Channel.
Or Bigfoot captured, yeah.
Bigfoot captured, yeah.
Oh, we're gonna talk about that
Yeah,
too, by the way.
this kind of ties in on that.
It does, it does. But I mean, we have these creatures who are coming into the back streets of Atlantic City and killing people, and then also looking for food.
Yeah. And what I thought was interesting was that they come into the back streets of Atlantic City, and there was a reported sighting on video that it's going through the dumpster at a gambling casino, which is really close to what they are portraying here on the X-File episode.
But that was in Oklahoma.
Yeah, but I was trying to get the similarities between the two.
There are similarities, but the one in Oklahoma happened in 2000. But I do agree there are some similarities.
Yeah. And then, like I said, when Mulder was speaking to the park ranger, he's like, "I don't believe in that stuff," just to get the information from the park ranger, who does believe into that, which is great because he did that in the last episode.
Yeah, yeah. And also I was gonna point out something else Bigfoot related. There's new special edition issue of Newsweek. It's either out now or it's coming out
Hmm.
exclusively on Bigfoot.
Oh, I saw the cover on that.
Yeah,
That is a great cover. I love that cover.
I'm going to get my copy off eBay of
Ooh.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
so going back to the episode,
yeah.
it's a female. It is a female.
Well, remember they shot and killed the male.
Yeah, they shot and killed the male. The female lived. And according to Mulder, that since the male has died, the female has come out of hiding just to get food for possibly a spawn of the Bigfoot. Of the,
Uh,
I'm calling it Bigfoot because it's a Bigfoot.
we'll
You
just
know,
we'll say Bigfoot. Yeah,
it's more of a Bigfoot than a Jersey Devil.
yeah, it is.
Uh, but like we said, it's close to sightings about how human they are. But this woman, she's just more of a Neanderthal instead of a big hairy hominoid.
Right. Yeah. But I mean the parallels are so obvious. They're there.
It makes me wonder the person that wrote this, and oh, Chris Carter wrote this.
Yes.
I wonder if he is in Bigfoot. That's a good question for him if he's interested in Bigfoot.
Yeah, that
Because
is a good question.
I mean, he did his research on this, and this is as close. Like I said, this is as close to a Bigfoot episode that the X Files has ever done.
Yeah, it is. And I was very impressed by the accurate. There was a good bit of accuracy to this episode as far as legends of Bigfoot and all that,
Mm-hmm.
and utilizing the anthropologist who I thought was, it was talking about all the different cultures that have these traditions of large hairy creatures, the Yeti, the Sasquatch.
Yeah, and they did mention the Gigantopithecus, didn't they? I think
I
so.
believe
I think
so.
they did.
Gigantopithecus, yes.
But apparently, and now we come to the sad part that they killed the woman,
Uh-huh.
and we are left with a cliffhanger that there's a freaking sun out there,
Yeah.
and there's a kid out there. So this would be a good episode for them to go back
That would be good.
on the new episodes.
Yeah.
But I think we pretty much dabbled in this one.
Oh, I mean, this was, I mean, as this was definitely, I mean, it was close to a Bigfoot episode. No question about it. It was very
Yeah,
close.
yeah.
And speaking of Bigfoot episodes, and we may as well get this over with.
Oh, wait a minute. We forgot about the
Oh,
her, Scully, and the guy that she went on a date with.
oh yeah, yeah. I remember she had to go to her godson's birthday party. That's where
Birthday
she.
party, yeah. And what's just really funny is that they had gorilla masks on.
Uh
The
huh.
kids had gorilla. So again with the Bigfoot stuff, you know.
Yeah. 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 There was another parallel. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is diving. This little storyline right here, this little scenes and stuff about her and this guy, basically is like should Mulder and Scully be together?
Uh huh.
But I'm the guy that's like I don't want to see them together. I do not want.
No.
I don't want them to date. I don't want them to be in a relationship. They're fine as just the way they are.
Oh, I know. I mean, and I'm glad that the show stuck to that.
Well, you got to watch, Henry. You got to watch more because
Oh.
see when season 8 and 9, when Mulder's not there, something huge happens in those 2 seasons.
Oh my.
Something it's pretty huge. It's Donald Trump huge.
Yeah. It's huge.
It's huge. We're gonna build a huge wall, and then we're gonna put the X Files on 24/7.
Hey, I'm for
And
that.
then we're going to add some Breaking Bad and some Better Call
Yeah,
Saul and some Gotham
and Gotham. Yeah, Gotham. Oh, that
and
first.
Walking Dead.
Yeah, the first season of Gotham. I finally finished it. Oh my
Oh,
god.
I gotta talk to you about that when we get done with this.
Oh, I know. Oh, Gotham was terrific.
And we get
Absolutely.
and the woman is naked and we get to see her butt. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. I'm just saying. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, now, if it was aired today, it would have been blurred.
uh-huh.
So we get to see, but she was pretty hot too. I'm not going to lie. She was
She
pretty
was.
hot. So I'm like, when she was on Mulder, I'm like, I want to be Mulder right now. I want her to be on me. But it was pretty sad at the end when they killed her.
Oh, I
I wasn't
know.
expecting that.
Yeah.
But speaking of Bigfoot, let's dabble into this Bigfoot caged or
Bigfoot captured. Yeah.
captured. All right. Well, I can see where they was going. They was
Yeah.
going with the entertainment. They was going with the found footage and stuff like that combined, plus the information part of it. Now,
Well, I
if
tell you, this one. I mean, this one was very similar to the Mermaids special
yeah,
and the Megalodon, the
the
special on the
Yeti,
Megalodon, the
the
Yeti,
Yeti, yeah,
Yeti.
with
Uh,
Kevin Conroy
yes,
narrating,
Batman.
which
Yeah,
was that was great.
yeah.
I like that. Keep at it, Kevin.
And let's see, Cryptid the Swamp Beast that was on History Channel last year.
Yeah.
Also, the Cannibal in the Jungle, which was on Animal Planet.
Hmm.
This was very similar. This was the same kind of show.
Yeah.
It was, the what might be called docu-fiction. You know.
But what I did like was the information part of it. If you take out the movie aspect of it, take out the because that's all it was, a movie. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. Take that out and leave with Dr. Meldrum and the interviews and them going to the Yeti. That was great. That was great right there. That was great as is because
Well,
they build a 3D replica of Gigantopithecus.
yeah. Actually, it wasn't Gigantopithecus. It was Paranthropus or Neanderthal.
Oh
That's what it was based off of.
yeah.
But
Mhm.
I can't really. I guess I can take the credit for this.
Go ahead and take it.
I actually edited all the drama parts out of this thing and edited the informational stuff, the real stuff,
Hmm.
into a single video. It's on my YouTube channel. The link is on my Facebook page.
All right.
It's less than 40 minutes, and that's without all the BS, the drama crap.
The fake stuff. Although that chick was pretty hot, I ain't
Yeah,
gonna lie, she was pretty hot. But the funny part of it was that they actually did some pretty good techniques for that being a movie.
hmm
They put up trail cams almost everywhere. When they built the cage, they put trail cams in the cage. Not like mountain monsters. They don't put trail cams in the cage.
yeah,
So I gotta give him props on the techniques that they did.
yeah, yeah. I was going to mention that. I was going to mention that also when we finally see the Sasquatch, it actually looked pretty good. It wasn't CGI. It was a suit. It was a
Oh,
costume.
that suit. That is way better than the suit they use on Finding Bigfoot.
It is.
And that suit is like, a really a fancy, noticeable suit on Finding Bigfoot. But this one is like really up there with the suits.
That it was an amazing costume that they used on
Yeah.
this. I have to give them that. That it was an
Yeah.
amazing costume.
Yeah, it was. I love that. That's a great costume.
It was a great costume. That when they showed it at the end, but of course, what happens? What happens inevitably when you catch a Sasquatch? You put it in a cage. Somebody leaves the door unlocked,
And it goes out.
and it escapes.
Now, to be honest with you, that guy that's like, the guy that was like, oh, it's just people. I'm like, this dude, shut the hell up. You piss me off, all right? And the scientific guy that's, I'm going to call him the Cliff of the show because he was like Cliff. He was like, I want to get the evidence. I want to get the hair samples. He was a freaking, I want to find a good word for this because I don't want to cuss, but he was God, he was irritating. He was irritating. And the little dude, and he's like, what, like 5 feet tall? And he was trying to pick a fight with, the freaking Bobo type dude. Oh my God. But I like the stuff with Meldrum, and I like the interview they did with the Yeti people, the Sherpas. And I
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
interview they did with the guy that was like, I ain't going back there. Even though I think that guy was lying a little bit. I think that first interview was a total hoax.
I think that was an actor.
I think so too. Because
Yeah.
he just overplayed it too much. He was like, I ain't going up there, man. You can go up there, but I ain't.
Uh huh.
I can
Yeah.
act better than that. If you want a real actor, get me. All right. You know,
and I have to commend Dr. Meldrum for the 3D skeleton.
yeah, yeah.
It was, I mean, yes, it was a proposed of what it might look like, but
hmm
still.
I think that whole chunk of the whole fake documentary could have been placed in a better documentary.
It could have been.
It could have been a better that whole right there could have been a little bit better. That could have been in that Bigfoot definitive guide.
It
That's where
could
it could have been.
could have
That's
been.
what it could have been.
I
But
mean, I have to say though that all these docudramas or docu-fiction, I mean, it seems like this is going to be what we're going to be seeing a lot of, unfortunately.
what I did like, I think they did show a warning. They said that some of this is dramatized.
Well, yeah, but
I saw
still,
that.
you know, people probably people who don't know a lot about this stuff probably watch it and thought, "Oh yeah, they captured a Sasquatch," and
I
then
know. I know. I probably can tell you a couple of people that actually thought that, and I think you know who I'm talking about too.
uh,
Probably, yeah.
uh,
The crazy ones, if you know what I mean.
yeah, yeah. We'll mention that off the air.
Yeah, yeah, off the air. But let's go back into the. I think we covered much of that whole documentary. I know what they was
Yeah,
getting from a TV viewer. It was entertaining. From a Bigfoot, only the interview parts with Meldrum was entertaining. The rest was like overreacting. But the
yeah.
chick was hot. That's all that matters. The chick was hot.
I have to say I'm splitting the difference on the rating. I give it 5. I give it a 5 out of 10 because of the stuff with Meldrum and Bendernagel and the drone. And
Oh,
by
I
the
like the
way,
drone. That drone was great, but I heard what Meldrum had to say about the drone.
well, about what they got with what they got, the footage they got with the drone of what the documentary portrayed to be a possible Sasquatch. But Meldrum said it was a crew member.
It was a producer,
It was one of the producers. So
and they could at least told us in the freaking episode that it was a producer.
yeah.
But the crazy people that were there was like, it's a squatch. It's a Matt Moneymaker. It's a squatch. Matt Moneymaker. He was watching that. He's like, it's a squatch. They got a squatch on that drone.
uh, by the way, you mentioned Cliff just a minute ago, and he's been announced as the third speaker for the upcoming
I heard
Ohio
about that.
Bigfoot
I heard
Conference.
about that.
Yes,
I heard about that.
next May. So they've got Guy Edwards, Bob Gimlin, and Cliff Barrickman speaking next May in Ohio.
Cliff and Bob is like the only two repeating people that ever goes there. You know, it's like every year, Bob and Cliff, Bob and Cliff.
Well, this is the third time Bob's been to the conference. This is the second time Cliff's been there.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah,
Oh, it's gonna be great. It is
it
gonna be great.
is. It's going to be.
You gonna go, Henry?
Oh, you better believe it. You better believe I plan on being there.
Well, we'll do a show about that.
We will.
Well, let's go ahead and go into the other episode of the X Files,
Beyond the Sea.
Beyond the Sea.
Oh, this one was really good.
It stars Brad Dourif, the guy that voices Chucky
Yes.
in the movies.
In Child's Play, the Child's Play movies.
Yes, exactly.
He was also the sheriff in the Halloween remakes. He was Sheriff Brackett.
And he was also a cop in the movie Mississippi Burning.
Yeah, and originally I remember seeing him in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah, I think he was. Yep.
He was in that movie. Yes.
And I'm going to go out and say he is a great actor.
Yeah.
And he is one of my influences. He is a great guy.
Matter of fact, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is on Sundance TV right now.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Awesome tie-in. That's a great tie-in.
Yeah.
Only we can do this. But apparently, so basically, Brad Dourif, he's a serial killer. Luther Lee Boggs is his character's name. But we get to the teaser, and it's Christmas, so it kind of ties in. Christmas is around the corner.
Yeah, we see Scully
and her parents.
Yeah.
And Margaret Scully, the woman that plays Margaret, is coming back in the revival.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So Scully's mother is going to be back on the show.
Yeah. But in the teaser, we see Scully with the parents, and they're getting ready to leave. And then you see Scully seeing her dad on the chair. She gets a phone call from her mom. And her mom's like, "Your dad's dead." And holy shit, I'm like, what the hell's going on? I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah. Well, I can tell you that my grandmother, but my grandmother had similar experiences where she saw her dead father. She would see her dead father a few times.
Mm-hmm.
So she had experiences with that where she saw her dead father.
Wow.
It's not. There are people who say they have seen their loved ones, after they've passed.
Mm-hmm.
Their spirits. So it's not uncommon.
Yeah. And this is a great episode because it plays on the fact that Scully believes and Mulder doesn't.
Yeah,
it's swapped. It's switched.
Yeah, Scully has this paranormal episode.
Yeah. Throughout the whole episode, she's a believer in this.
I know it was a complete switch of their personalities because Mulder was very skeptical of this guy.
Yeah, he basically tricked the guy and gave him New York's T-shirt, and Brad Dourif, Luther Lee Boggs, was speaking through his mind or something that where these kids were and what's happening to these kids.
Yeah, and Mulder said this item has nothing to do with these abductions or with this case. It was two teenagers that were abducted.
Yeah. And they wasn't abducted by aliens either, which is a complete shocker.
I know.
But so this guy that abducts these kids is basically doing the same thing that Boggs did to these other kids that he abducted a long time ago.
Yeah.
But then the point where Scully believes is when Mulder leaves, and he just starts singing the song "Beyond the Sea," which she just heard at her father's funeral, where they dump his ashes out in the ocean.
Yes, yes, and it was also the song that was played when her father came back from overseas.
Yeah, and this completely makes her a believer right there because he wouldn't have known that. She didn't tell him. Mulder didn't
Right.
tell him. So he would have not gotten this information from anything. And I
I
think what put the
know.
icing on the cake was that when he goes back and channels Scully's past about her sneaking a cigarette from her mom's carton of cigarettes, I think that's what really put the icing on the cake.
Oh yeah.
And that he basically comes out and says, "Hey, you want to speak to him? I'm going to let you speak to him, but only if we deal."
Uh huh.
But go ahead, Henry. I'm like worn out because this is a good episode.
Oh, this episode was just excellent. I mean, golly,
I
this
mean,
was tremendous. I mean, and I mean, the guy turned out to really, in the end, he turned out to be correct.
oh yeah. I mean, he was right about everything. Basically, when he first talked about the waterfall, it wasn't a waterfall. It's not a waterfall. And the stone angel, she basically goes and finds these places and stumbles across the where he originally held these kids.
Well, she was driving around. She sees this, this hotel that says Niagara Hotel or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And What's the most famous waterfall in the world? Niagara Falls.
Hmm. And the sign looks like a waterfall.
Yeah,
Let's see
that
here.
too. Yeah, I mean, and also the Stone Angel. Let's see, the White Cross. Remember, because
Yeah,
Mulder got shot.
yeah. And he warned Mulder too, since stay away from the White Cross. There's going to be blood
Yes.
on the White Cross.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what happened. That was
And
an amazing scene.
that was a great scene. I mean, when you see Scully and the camera pans up to the cross and you see blood on it, I'm like, what the hell is going on? Is
Oh, I
he
know.
is he a psychic, or is this or Mulder thinks he's got somebody else involved?
Yeah, Mulder thought that Boggs had like an inside man or something.
Yeah, but that's not the case. This guy, he is like 100% psychic.
He was, yeah, he was. I mean, he was on death row. He was about to be executed.
Well, he was executed at the end.
Yeah, I mean, he was about to be executed,
Hmm.
and he was telling them this stuff. I mean, he was absolutely correct. I mean, this was a really. I mean, this episode. Wow. I mean, you can't say anything but wow about this
I
one.
know,
It's just
and and Brad Dorff, he just freaking owned that role.
he did. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people think of him only as the voice of Chucky, but he's actually a very good actor.
He is. He is a really good actor. And
He's a,
if you haven't seen this episode, watch it because if you're a fan of Brad Dorff and the Child's Play movie, watch this episode. He's just really good.
yes.
I mean, I mean,
He is tremendous in this one. This is yeah. This was such a good episode.
it's written by Glenn Morgan and James
James
Wong,
Wong. Yeah,
and they write the most excellent episodes of throughout the whole series.
they really do.
And I'm glad that they're back for the new episodes because they wrote a couple of episodes for the new ones, and I cannot wait to see them.
Cool.
You've probably already read the review of the first episode of the new episodes, and
I've heard about it, and
yeah,
yeah, it sounds like it's gonna be great. That's what I've heard.
yeah, I think it's going to be great too.
It'd be cool if Vince Gilligan came back to write one or two.
Yeah, but apparently he said he's not because he's got Better Call Saul.
Right? Yeah,
But
he's gonna be busy with that. Yeah.
actually, they're actually done with Better Call Saul. They just did the season 2 wrap up.
Oh, they just finished it then.
Yeah, and they
Cool.
wrapped up. They wrapped up the X Files this past, I think, August maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, they wrapped up season 2 of Better Call Saul, and I cannot wait.
Well, maybe if they, I'm just thinking, maybe if they put maybe if they bring back more episodes of the X Files, maybe Vince Gilligan will get to write one or two of them.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope they do another season. You know,
Yeah. That
I hope they do at least 2, 3 more seasons, and then they finish up with the movie.
because right now, there's only six. They're talking about 6 episodes. They're
Yeah,
going to be on airing on Fox. They're talking about 6 episodes initially.
yeah.
Maybe that's just to see if people, will still tune in. Oh, well, of course they'll tune in.
Oh yeah. I mean, Fox has been promoting the hell out of it, and I've been watching the trailers that Fox has been putting out, and they
Uh,
just look great. They look fantastic.
when I saw the trailer with a guy holding a cigarette, I said, "Aha!"
Oh yeah, at the end, and you hear the smoking man. He says, "We have a small problem," and it just cuts to the X Files theme, and I'm like, "Oh my god, how are they going to do this?" I mean, you gotta watch the whole. You're gonna have to watch the series finale of the X Files to see what happens to the smoking man, and then you'd be like, "How are they going to do this?"
Yeah,
But
but
Beyond
this
the Sea,
episode, I thought,
Beyond the Sea is in my
yeah,
top 10 list of the X Files.
oh yeah, I mean,
Top
this
10.
was a tremendous episode.
Mhm.
This was just absolutely. I mean, I love this one.
I see similarities between Silence of the Lambs and in this episode. Do you know? Have you seen Silence of the Lambs?
What's that?
Silence of the
I haven't.
Lambs.
What about it?
Have you seen it?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you see the similarities between this episode and Silence of the Lambs, where
Uh,
Scully comes to Boggs and Boggs is like Hannibal Lecter?
I do see some similarities, yes. And like Jodie Foster's character.
Yeah. They said that Scully, Gillian Anderson, was only contracted to play an FBI agent for Fox because she was trying to audition for the role of Jodie Foster's role in Silence of the Lambs, but
Oh,
Fox did.
really?
Yeah, Fox put a stop to that.
Huh.
But
Well,
yeah,
that's
this is. But you go ahead, Henry. Yeah,
interesting.
but this is pretty much it for Beyond the Sea. Basically, what happened was is that they found the killer, they found the kidnapper, and they put him to justice. And Brad Dourif, he got gassed.
Yeah.
Oh, that scene between Brad Dourif and Scully, where she says, "If you're lying to me, I would be there and I'll gas you myself." That was freaking great
Oh, yeah.
delivery. That was a great delivery by Gillian Anderson.
Oh, yeah, it
Yeah,
was. I thought she was great in that scene.
yeah, that was great.
When she said, "You son of a bitch."
Oh my god, you can see the freaking aggression and the fearness and everything in her.
Uh huh. Oh, it looked kind of hot.
Yeah, a little bit. If you're into that thing, you know.
Uh,
But this is pretty much it for Beyond the Sea. Like I said, to my top 10 favorite episode, favorite episodes of the X Files.
yeah, this was a terrific episode. It was just
Hmm.
from beginning to end. And to really showcase Brad Dourif like they did
Yeah,
was tremendous.
yeah, and I love the switch that they did with Scully being the believer and Mulder being the skeptic in this. I mean,
No,
it's just it's just great because it's a side of Scully we never seen before.
it is. And the writing on this one was just really good too.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Glenn Morgan and James Wong, they write and direct some of the memorable ones
Yeah, they do.
with Home and Die Van Die. Just great, you know.
Hang on a
Uh,
second.
all right. Uh, when Henry comes back, we'll be talking about Small Potatoes, and it's a Vince Gilligan one. Vince Gilligan, the mastermind behind Breaking Bad, wrote this one, and it's a pretty funny and solid episode. Basically, what this is, all these babies are being born with tails,
Yeah.
and the mother that's going in the hospital, her name is Christina Cavanaugh, and she plays the voice of Chucky in the Rugrats,
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
and she's she's got a recognizable voice, and she's really excellent in this, and she's pretty funny in this because there's references to Star Wars in this episode,
I know.
and 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 Christina Cavanaugh's character seen Star Wars 368 times and hopes to see it 400 times by Memorial Day.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, yeah, and she talks about how she had Luke Skywalker come see her.
Yes. So Luke Skywalker give her this was she was born with Luke Skywalker's baby, and it had a tail on it,
Uh huh.
and the doctor was like, not another one, and we're like, what the hell is going on?
I know. It was. Yeah, it was pretty bizarre.
It was it was Vince Gilligan, so
Oh,
of course it's going to be bizarre.
yeah. Uh, and then we continue to see these babies being born with tails.
Yeah,
And it was just. It was wild, man. I'm telling you, it was.
it was a wild episode,
Yeah.
and and the guy who was the father of the baby was there looking at the babies, and his name was Eddie. And oh, like this dude, this dude, we don't know who he is. We don't know what he's capable of. We don't know how he got all these people pregnant. And then we found out that this dude is a freaking shapeshifter
Uh
who can shape into anybody that he sees. Now, like I said, I told you guys that I was watching the Twilight Zone, and there's this one episode in the first season of the Twilight Zone where this guy he can look at a picture and transforms himself into that person he looks at, and this kind of reminds me of that Twilight Zone episode.
huh. Yeah. The guy was a freaking shapeshifter.
Yeah,
That was wicked.
that was it's great. He shapeshifts into Mulder,
Uh huh.
and fake Mulder was like, Scully, hey man, there's nothing here, nothing to see, nothing to do. Let's go home, get rid of all this, and be done with it. And Mulder and Scully, Scully, she's not wise. She's kind of slow to this. If it was me, I'd be like, Mulder, how come you changing your mind all of a sudden?
Uh-huh.
I'll be questioning Mulder, but Scully didn't,
Hmm.
which I found was a little weird because she always questions Mulder at everything. At this point where he's like, nothing here, let's go on. She should have questioned him about that.
Yeah, she should have. But I mean, we continue to have these babies born with freaking tails. I mean, that was just
I mean, good God Almighty. I mean,
I mean, and remember, the guy was born with a tail.
yeah, the guy was born with the tail, but apparently, and he shapeshifts into his own dad, which I thought was a funny scene
Uh
because he was like, "Oh, you want to see it?" And he tries to drop down his pants,
huh.
and Scully, and either Mulder or Scully stops him,
Oh
which is
yeah,
which is hilarious.
yeah. Like no, 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 no. We believe you. We believe you.
And then we found out. Then it turned into Psycho a little bit, where he kept his own dead body up in the attic.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of Psycho-ish to me, keeping your
Well,
own.
and there is an episode of Gotham which is very similar to Psycho. Also, there's remember the ogre and then remember his mother.
Oh yes, I do.
Yes,
Yeah, I know what you. Yeah,
very similar. Yes.
yeah, a lot similar.
Yeah, keeping the remains of his dead mother. Yeah,
Yeah,
in a yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Similar, very similar, very similar.
I think if you watch all those, if you're new to this and you watch all the Twilight Zones and Alfred Hitchcock movies, you see a lot of similarities in the X Files and Vince Gilligan's work and all of these other people's work.
Mm-hmm. Indeed, you will.
But on Small Potatoes, freaky funny. It's a freaky episode and it's funny too, which I like.
Well, one thing about it was that one thing about it was the uh, small potatoes kept coming up, and it was Eddie that was saying it.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder why he kept on saying small potatoes. I never really understood the title of this episode. Is it because of
Yeah, I
the
mean,
the, the babies, maybe?
I don't
But
know, but he
I'm not
kept
really
saying
sure.
small potatoes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up. See what small potatoes mean. But let's see here. Then we get then we get a funny scene with Skinner reading the report. He was like, "Who wrote this report?" Mulder and fake Mulder's like, "I did." And he's like, "You misspelled Federal Bureau of Investigation." That was great. That was great.
Yeah. I mean, that was yeah, it was tremendous that we saw Skinner on this episode. And of course, he'll be back for the revival series.
Yeah, and
Mitch Pileggi.
oh, he is great. And you know what
Yeah.
I'm going to do? The next episode that we are going to discuss is going to be a Skinner episode. It's solely on Skinner, and it's called Zero Sum. It's actually the next episode after Small Potatoes,
Oh
and it's
wow.
and it's a really good episode, and it has the Smoking Man in it. So it's going to be Skinner and the Smoking Man, and both of the episode, and it plays, and this episode really sets one of the groundwork for later episodes in the season. But
Wow.
I looked up small potatoes, and it says something insignificant or unimportant. That's the meaning.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. I mean, small potatoes. Yeah.
Hmm.
And I mean, definitely small. I mean, that would definitely make sense as a definition for sure.
Hmm. I'm curious to see why Vince Gilligan chose the episode's name to be Small Potatoes. It's curious, you know.
Mm, it is. But it's another tremendous episode from Vince Gilligan. I mean, this
Yeah,
is
I think if you talk to some of these hardcore X Files fans and you ask them what favorite Vince Gilligan, it's going to be Bad Blood. That's going to be their favorite. I think Small Potatoes is going to be like the overlooked Vince Gilligan one.
yeah. I mean, but we've seen several Vince Gilligan episodes, and they've all been great.
Yeah, they have. They have.
And,
See, I'm making
and
sure we didn't forget any.
I love
Go
I
ahead.
love the fact that he puts just a little bit of humor in each of his episodes.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Except for Paper Hearts wasn't really humorous, but
I
some of
know.
the other ones he's done.
I read up on Paper Hearts, and he said the reason why he wrote that was because he didn't want to be known for the funny episodes. He wanted to be known for a
Yeah,
serious episode, and Paper Hearts is as serious as you can get. It is
it
hardcore.
is.
It is hardcore.
It really is. That's one of the saddest episodes. I mean, to me,
Yeah.
it is. I mean, because you would think that Mulder would be able to find his sister,
Hmm.
you know, and I mean, but but yeah, this one though was really good though. I like this one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's serious with lightheartedness. You know,
yeah,
a little combination of the two.
it is. That's what made it really good was that combination.
And and I gotta say, Christina Cavanaugh's performance, it is just one hilarious performance. I mean, in the beginning, she's a Star Wars freak, and she's like, yeah, I slept with Luke Skywalker. He's not from this planet.
Oh yeah.
Uh, but in the end, they arrest the guy Eddie. That was his name. Who twitched to make his face look like Mulder, and the way he got those women to sleep with him is because he basically looked like their husband.
Uh huh.
That's how he did it. Uh,
Yeah.
that's pretty much it on this episode. It's a really good
Yeah.
episode. We touched on a lot on this one, but let's go on to another Vince Gilligan episode and
And
X Files.
this is our final episode to review.
Yeah,
Also,
final episode to
and
review,
this
and
one was
this is a X Cops. Basically, it's combining X Files and Cops, and it's a Vince Gilligan one. But
yeah.
the backstory of this was that Vince Gilligan really, really wanted to do a unsolved mysteries hybrid of the X Files. He wanted to have Robert Stack host the unsolved mysteries of the X Files,
Oh, that
and
would have been
have
awesome.
and have actors playing Mulder and Scully as the dramatizations. You know how they do the dramatizations on Unsolved Mysteries? That's what
Hmm.
he wanted to do, and have Mulder and Scully, sit in front of a camera and talk about it. That would have been great. That would have been hilarious. I
Yeah.
wish they would have done that.
Yeah.
But this is just as good. This is just as good, though. But I wish they would have done that. You know, Robert Stack would have been great on the X Files.
Oh, wouldn't he have been?
He would have been. He would have been a great Men in Black. He would have been great Men in Black.
Oh, he would
He
have.
would have been
Yeah.
great as an agent of some sort.
Yeah, he would have. He would have. He had that distinctive voice, and
Yeah. And what really brought my love for Robert Stack was Beavis and Butthead Do America. He did the
oh
voice.
yeah,
He did a voice of the agent in Beavis and Butthead Do America.
I
And
know.
he's just freaking. I just freaking laughed my ass off.
Oh, it was great. It was great. Yeah, I
He
love
did,
that.
and he was like, he kept on telling the guy, "I want a
I want
cavity
a full
search."
cavity
full,
body
full,
search.
full
Yeah,
cavity body search. And he was also, and I was watching the movie Airplane, and he
yeah.
played an airplane, which was just hilarious.
Oh, I know. Yeah, he was great in that
He
too.
was great. You gotta love Robert Stack. If you don't
Oh
love
yeah.
Robert Stack, I mean, I don't know what you got some problems going on. Robert Stack is he? I mean, he does some serious stuff like the Unsolved Mysteries, but he is tremendous at comedy.
He really
Airplane,
was. Yeah,
Airplane, and Beavis and Butthead. I mean, he's probably did more comedy, but that's the two I can think of on top of my head.
he was really tremendous on both of those.
Yeah, but he would have been great in the X Files.
Oh my God, yeah, he would have been terrific.
You know, somebody invents something to bring back the dead, so we can
Uh
put Robert Stack in the X Files. I don't care. Let it be zombie Robert Stack. That'd
huh.
be great. That'd be great. I'll watch that. But on the X Cops, it's basically cops, but X Files.
Yeah,
And
and
go ahead.
this one, I thought this one was really interesting because
Hmm.
there was some. I mean, what it starts out with a police officer
Yeah.
just investigating a disturbance, and then he goes around the corner because he hears these crashing noises and stuff in a backyard. He comes out and he's like, "Get out of here! Run! Run! Run!" He's telling the camera crew, "Get the hell out of here!"
Yeah.
He's freaking out because he saw something that genuinely freaked him out.
Hmm.
He could not explain what it was.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden, something turns his squad car over.
Yeah. Which we don't know what the hell is going on. And,
Oh, I know.
and going back to the cop stuff, they shot it just like an episode of Cops. You see the
Oh yeah.
handheld, you see the boom mics, you see, the shaky cam and everything, which I love that.
Oh
It's like the bottle episode of Fly on Breaking Bad, where it's just low budget. And it's just great. It fits. It just fits with the episode of what they was trying to do.
They did such a great job on this one. I mean, with acting like it was cops. I
Hmm.
mean, it was truly great the
I
way
mean,
they did this.
in the beginning, they show the cops intro. You hear bad boys, bad boys. You
I
see all
know.
that, and then
I, and then you see clips with Mulder and Scully.
yeah,
You know, but yeah, and then what we see, then we see Mulder and Scully are actually they're investigating also, and the
they're bad.
cops
Yeah,
surround them
yeah,
because they say armed suspects, and they have to tell them we're FBI.
yeah. They're investigating the same thing that's the cops are investigating,
Uh huh. Uh huh.
and they go to this Mexican woman's house, and
Mm.
she saw Freddy Krueger. The sketch artist drew Freddy Krueger. We're like, okay, what the hell is going on? This guy saw something. We don't know what this guy saw. Now we're being told that this woman's seen Freddy Krueger, and
And we see these claw marks in the
yeah,
wall
the
or in the
claw
door
marks on the
frame.
doorway, which
Yeah.
was synonymous with Freddy's hands and his
Uh huh.
claws. And then we get to see the sketch artist. This sketch artist, this dude Ricky, that's his name.
Uh-huh.
He's scared shitless. He's like, man, you got to walk me out to my car.
Oh,
And then we get the call, and we find out the dude's dead. He's
yeah.
got claw marks on his chest. Scully pokes at it. Blood comes out. We're like, what is going on?
Well, one person described a werewolf.
Well, yeah, the cop
One person, yeah,
basically what the cop saw was some kind of bug. The wasp
wasp
man
man. Yeah.
was who he saw. The Mexican lady saw Freddy Krueger. So we got all these sightings of this monster who's shape shifting into different creatures of people's fears. Now
Uh-huh.
I'm glad. Now the ending, we're gonna go ahead and spoil this because I don't care.
Uh-huh.
The ending is that we never see this monster. We never seen it, and I'm glad
Mm.
we never see it because that's the mystery of it. We never see it, and I
Yeah.
like that. I like that. It keeps us in suspense.
Well, the wasp man thing. What was interesting about that was the main deputy, the one that we saw at the beginning,
Hmm.
had these puncture marks in his wrist, and
Yeah,
but they weren't like a werewolf bite or anything like that. They were like
bug bites.
yeah, and the way the wasp man was described, it was this thing which had stingers for teeth,
Hmm.
and that was the description of it. I mean, that was a truly amazing thing right there too.
Yeah, and the Wasp Man was the deputy's fear that his brother told him back when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And this whole monster is like the Scarecrow in Batman. It plays on people's fears,
Yes, very
which
similar.
it's very similar.
And in fact, there is a two-part episode of Gotham which
The
introduces the Scarecrow and
Scarecrow.
his father. His
Yeah,
father was conducting these fear experiments.
yeah, yeah. And we'll get to Gotham because I gotta have Henry's uh, freaking view on Gotham. But this monster is playing on people's fears, and it's transforming into what people fear the most. This guy feared
Yes.
the Wasp Man. The Mexican lady feared Freddy Krueger. The
Uh-huh.
Ricky, the sketch artist, he feared Freddy Krueger because he was scared. And then we get to these two black dudes, this gay couple, which I think was
Oh,
hilarious.
that
You,
was great.
that was
Steve and Edie. Steve and Edie. That
yes,
was yeah.
yes. Steve and Edie, this gay black couple, which was, the highlight of this whole episode because it was hilarious.
Oh, that was great. Yeah.
Mulder and Scully was talking to him. Scully and Mulder shows him the thing, and I guess it was Edie. He said that that thing is going to give me nightmares. I mean, I just
Oh, that was tremendous.
and they go back and they go back to their house, and the guy was like, he doesn't want to make love to me.
Yeah.
I just laughed so freaking hard
Uh,
at that.
and I also love the moment where we hear we see Mulder and Scully go into the house or into the building
Hmm.
where the cop is, and Mulder's like, you're a deputy, you're on national television, cowboy up.
Yeah, that was near the ending. But
Yeah.
when let's go back to the gay couple for a minute. But they found a nail, and they was like, "Yeah, I know that nail. That belongs to that prostitute." And they go
Yeah.
find this prostitute, and which I love is that they blur her face out.
Oh, I
They
know.
they blur her face out just like they do on Cops when they
This
see
is
her.
just like an episode of Cops, except it's mixed with the X
Yeah,
Files.
it is, and I love the fact that they blur her face out because on Cops
Uh,
they blur the prostitute's face out and everything. And she mentioned her pimp, and the pimp's name was Chuco, Chuco. Kind of
Uh-huh.
sounds like
Similar to
Tuco.
Tuco,
I'm
yeah.
like, oh, maybe Vince Gilligan went back and was like, maybe we can change that Chuco to Tuco. Similar,
Uh-huh.
similar. Just pointing
Yeah,
that out.
yeah.
It could be, it could be me and digging too deep in this, or it could be, Vince Gilligan's is smart and just going back and using that name again.
I just yeah. I didn't really I said, yeah, Chuco. That does sound kind of familiar.
At first, I thought she did say Tuco, and then they said it again, and it's like, oh, Chuco. I'm like, well, and the funny part is that Tuco is actually in an episode of The X Files.
Raymond Cruz, yeah.
He is, and you know what? Let's discuss that one next time.
Hey,
Let's,
okay,
let's
yeah.
discuss that one next time. Um, so basically, what happened was is that the monster only comes out at a full moon. Only comes
Yes.
out at a full moon, and we never see it, and it preys on people's fears. And what I thought another funny part was that Scully was in the coroner's office, and the woman was like, "Hantavirus," and then she gets all scared, and she dies of the hantavirus.
Yeah, yeah. That was freaky too.
That was freaky.
Uh-huh.
But that's pretty much it on this episode.
Oh,
Yeah,
this was a tremendous series of episodes that we watched. I mean,
yeah.
these five.
Oh, real quick, let's go back to Small Potatoes. I thought a funny scene in Small Potatoes is where Mulder breaks off the tail of the dude's dad's dead body, and he tries to put it back on.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That was funny. That was
That was
pretty
great. That was great.
tremendous.
He accidentally breaks it off and tries to put it back on. It's great. But going back to X Cops, there's also another familiar name. They did an autopsy on the prostitute whose name was Chandra Gomez, aka Gomi in Breaking Bad. Gomez,
Uh-huh.
another
Go
familiar
me.
name.
Uh-huh.
I mean, maybe we're digging too deep in this, but Breaking Bad, X Files, Vince Gillian, he might went back and said, well, maybe let me change that guy's name and use Gomez.
Uh, yeah, maybe so.
But that's pretty much it. The highlight in the X File in the X Cops. I mean, great episode. The highlight has to be the gay couple. They just overdid it. I just laughed so hard on that. That was too
That was great.
great. Oh god! But really great cluster of episodes that I
Yeah.
know that you would love.
I mean, these were all great. I mean, all
Yeah,
these episodes. And of course, the Vince Gilligan ones. I mean,
yeah,
we could see his early genius. We could see
yeah,
the genius that he had, before Breaking Bad.
yeah. And you can tell some of the stuff that he did in the X Files transferred over into Breaking Bad.
Uh huh. It did.
But I'm reading. I'm going to look on the X Files episodes right now and pick out 5 more. I've already chose 2, so let's do some 3 more. Zero Sum. That's going to be the one with Skinner, and it's a really
Ah,
good
yeah.
episode. It's a really good episode. Let's see here. All right, I'm looking on season 1. Make sure this. The thing is with season 1 is that Miracle Man. Let's do Miracle Man on season 1. Let me
Miracle Man. Okay,
Miracle Man. Yeah.
sounds good.
Miracle Man is about a young boy. who apparently has healing powers.
Oh my.
Yeah, it's a good one. There's a huge twist in this. I did not expect coming. So, Miracle Man.
Okay.
We've already did Squeeze and Tunes because we did that together.
Oh yeah.
Um, let's do Soft Light. That is the very first episode that Vince Gilligan wrote for season 2 when he joined the crew. So that's the very first episode he wrote. Soft
Okay.
Light. It
Okay.
has Monk in it, the guy that plays Monk from
Oh, Tony Shalhoub. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So Miracle Man and Soft Light. Basically, with Soft Light, this guy has a weird shadow, and this shadow causes people to do some strange things.
Hmm.
I'm trying to, try not to give it away too much. Let's see here. Zero Sum is the one with Skinner,
Yeah.
and
You
the
mentioned.
yeah. So that's the third one. Basically, it revolves around bees.
Hmm.
And ooh, I know what I know what this is going to be a two-parter, and I know what exactly two. It's going to be a. It's going to be written. It has Michael McKean in it. Chuck.
Ah, Chuck.
Chuck. It's
Yeah.
called Dreamland, parts 1 and 2. So we'll just do
Okay.
that as one whole episode since it's a two-parter.
Okay.
Basically, Mulder and Chuck swaps bodies.
Oh.
So how many? One, two, three, four, and that last one is going to be the Tuco episode. And let's see here if I can find it. I forgot what it was called. For the Tuco one, he plays the El Chupacabra.
Oh.
Let's see here. Raymond Cruz. I'll have to look up his Wikipedia page just to find the episode. I forgot the name of it. The X-Files, Collision. Oh my God, he was in Freddy's Nightmares,
Uh.
and
Wow.
he was in Walker Texas Ranger, and Murder She Wrote,
Huh.
and Star Trek. What the hell? Oh, the episode is called El Mundo Giwa, Gira.
Okay. Well, just send me the list.
I
On
will.
Facebook, like you
Yeah,
always do.
I'll send you
Yeah.
the season 4. So let's see here. Miracle Man is season 1, episode 18. Soft Light is season 2. Zero Sum is season 4. El Mundo Gujira is season 4 as well. And then Dreamland is season 6.
Okay.
Great. So we got those covered. So Gotham. Tell me about Gotham.
Oh my God. Oh, I was duly impressed with the first season. Oh man,
Yeah.
the one story arc with the ogre, where Barbara was kidnapped, and
Hmm.
Selena decides that she lied. Says she lied about seeing the killer of Thomas and Martha Wayne.
She didn't, because we saw her in the pilot. She did see.
Yeah,
She did see.
she did, but she lied. But she later went back and told Bruce, no, that didn't happen.
If you remember that Bruce and Selena got into it, and she just said that so that because she was mad at him or something. Yeah, she was mad at him.
Yeah, yeah, and and then where and of course the Penguin, his rise to power because
Oh my God, the Penguin. The dude that plays him is great.
yeah, Robin Lord Taylor, he is really
Yeah.
good. I mean, and, Fish is captured by the doll maker.
Hmm.
But she pokes her own eye out or pulls her own eye out. I'm like, oh my god.
I know.
Uh,
And then she apparently dies at the end of the season.
Penguin pushes her off the roof.
I don't think she's dead. I don't
I
think she's
don't think
dead.
so.
I
No,
think she'll be back.
she might be back. Yeah.
I think she'll be back because she's got to get her revenge on Penguin.
Uh huh. I mean, she shoots Sal Maroney, Boss Don Maroney.
Yeah.
Falcone retires.
Hmm.
And
Falcone has to be. Falcone's got to be back sometime.
Gordon and Bullock actually help him.
Yeah.
But I mean, they pointed out he was the least worst option
Hmm.
because Maroney couldn't have run Gotham. I'm not so sure Fish could have either.
Uh, Falcone is the only one that can run Gotham.
Yeah,
He's old. He's got the knowledge and everything. But my God, the Penguin, he was playing both of them.
yeah, he was.
He was on both sides. He was on Falcone's sides and he was on the Maroney sides.
Yeah, he
Side.
was. And Loeb, he's a son of you know what?
You can say it.
The commissioner.
I don't care. You can
He,
say it.
he's a son of a bitch. But but Gordon fought for Bullock though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
and
he did.
Donald Logue as Bullock is really great.
Yeah.
And of course, Ben McKenzie as Gordon,
I
as
mean,
Jim Gordon.
he better hurry up and grow that mustache.
Uh huh.
Hurry up and
Yeah.
grow that mustache, Ben.
Uh,
But the guy, like I said, the kid that plays Bruce, when I was telling you about this, when he grows up, he is going to be Bruce Wayne because that kid's got some arrogance behind him.
yeah. I mean, and you know, also like the story arc with Alfred's old SAS compatriot
Hmm.
who comes to Wayne Manor, but he was actually there under orders from Wayne Enterprises or
Yeah.
some members of Wayne Enterprises to see
To
what Bruce
yeah.
Wayne knew. Then he stabs Alfred. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, when he stabbed Alfred, I'm like, holy shit, what the hell's going on?
Oh, I know.
I'm like, you can't kill Alfred off. I mean, he's the guy that's like, Bruce Wayne's supporter.
Yeah. Well, I knew they weren't going to kill him off. I mean,
I mean,
they're
they try to hint it that they was trying to kill him off, but you can't kill off Alfred.
no,
You
no,
can't kill him
no,
off. He's the
no.
only person on the show besides Bruce Wayne that you cannot kill off.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Well, you can't kill.
if they
Well, you can't kill
do,
off.
well, go ahead.
You can't kill off Gordon or
Can't,
Bullock.
yeah. Well, maybe Bullock because Bullock he's not around that much, so maybe on down the line you can kill him off.
I hope not. You know.
You can't. Penguin, you can't kill him off.
No, no. And that one story with that kid Jerome.
Oh yeah. Let's just say he plays a little bit bigger role in season 2.
Okay.
But when I first saw that episode, I'm like, Tio.
Uh-huh.
Hector,
Yeah. He played the blind fortune teller. Yeah.
he did a pretty good job too.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I didn't think he could speak a lick of English because I'm like watching Breaking Bad, and he doesn't basically speak at all, unless they do the flashbacks with him, and he's just
Right.
speaking Spanish. But I thought, oh, he can't speak English, and then
I
he
know.
goes around, and speaks freaking English, and that surprised me.
Well, actually, you may if you I don't know if you've ever seen Scarface, but he was in that.
Hmm.
You remember a movie called Ace Ventura: Pet Detective?
Of course, Jim Carrey.
Rem- remember his Mark Margolis played his landlord, Mr. Shigadance.
Oh my God, that was him.
That was him. Yes, he played. Yes, he played Ace Ventura's landlord.
Oh
Yes,
my, I
Mr.
didn't know that.
Shigadance.
And now when I watch it, I'm gonna be like, Tio.
Uh-huh. That was him. Yeah, that was him.
Because I remember the scene
And,
which you're talking about, is he was like bitching
yeah.
at Jim Carrey saying, "You can't have all them pets in here."
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, he goes up and he goes, Ventura.
Yeah.
Yes, Satan. But yeah, and then let's see the I mean Butch. I mean, I think Butch is going to stay loyal to the Penguin probably.
I think so too. Even though I've already seen half of season two, I think so too.
Yeah. Now, what about now? Don't tell me anything about what happens to Zaz afterward.
Victor Zsasz,
Yeah.
nothing. You really don't see him that much.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you really don't see him that much in
And
season two.
Of course, Edward Nigma. Holy shit!
Oh my God! You know what? I really like the backstory with him being a coroner at the police force. I really like that.
Uh,
I like the
yeah,
direction that it was going.
yeah. He was. Oh man, the actor. Matter of fact, his birthday is today. The actor who plays Edward Nigma,
No,
Corey Michaels. Corey Michael Smith. His birthday is today.
yeah, I didn't. That's great. Let's
I
just
put.
say that they're going to give him the Dexter type role.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Of course, he
Um,
has a thing for Miss Kringle. You know, Miss
ooh.
Kringle.
Oh God. Did you? Did you? I hope you saw the part where he kills that guy.
I did.
Yeah, that was season one. Okay, good. Because I'm like, yeah, but oh my God, that's the turning point right there
It
for Riddler.
was.
I mean, when
Yeah.
I see Riddler, when I think of the Riddler, I don't think him as a murderer. I just think of him as a kidnapper and him leading the clues of where the freaking the guy is. But him as a
Yeah.
murderer, I don't see that at all. But that was pretty good right there. I like that.
And you notice Miss Kringle, she saw the first five letters, in that letter that was sent to her supposedly by Officer Doherty.
Yeah,
Nigma.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a little foreshadowing right there.
Yep. Sure is.
Like you said, they did the Scarecrow, which I like the backstory of the
Yeah.
two-parter.
Jonathan Crane, yeah.
Yeah,
His father, Gerald Crane, who was the original one that was conducting fear experiments.
yeah. Which was I like the backstory of that. His son is trying to take over what his father did, and
Yeah.
and I like the Scarecrow that was like on fire or something in one of the episodes. In
Yeah.
that episode, yeah, they showed a Scarecrow, and that was great. I like that.
Oh my God, yeah.
And then And then, like I said, I told you that Joker on stand up was doing stand up for Fish Mooney was not going to be the actual Joker. It was just a
Oh.
teaser. And
Uh-huh.
then you have the redheaded kid in, which he's all right, but he's a little bit irritating to
Yeah.
me. He's a little bit irritating to me.
Oh, you're talking about Jerome.
Yeah, Jerome.
Uh-huh.
He's a little irritating to me.
Yeah, I have read online, but but and trying to avoid spoilers.
Yeah, you know
For
what?
season two,
Watch. You probably can look up season 2 on the internet and watch the
I
first
have
8 episodes.
read I have read about speculation about him being the Joker. That's what I've read.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure if he's going to be the Joker, or if he's just going to be one of the aliases that the Joker always has.
Uh
Because the
huh.
Joker has numbers of aliases. He's got Jack Napier. He's got different aliases. So Jerome might be one of the aliases.
Yeah. And then the Red Hood gang was interesting. That was an
That
interesting
was a
episode.
that was a good episode. That was a great
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. I mean, and I thought the Joker was part of. Well, remember the Joker was the Red Hood, or
He
one of the
was.
in the comics.
He was. He was one of the Red Hood, and that's how he became the Joker. Was that he fall into the vat of acid when he was
Right.
wearing the Red Hood?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I say Red Hood is going to come back.
Probably so.
Let's see here.
But yeah, I have found a new favorite show, and it is Gotham.
You know what? I'm like a pusher on TV shows. I tell you what to watch, you watch it, and you get hooked.
Oh, I do, man. Gotham is tremendous.
Gotham is
I
good.
binge.
The only problem I have is that I think they have too much in one episode that they can spread out more.
Yeah, but I think it's tremendous. I think it makes for good storytelling, though.
Yeah, but sometimes it's convoluted a little bit because they get
It
too
is
much in one
sometimes.
episode.
Yeah, it is. And of course, I'm interested in seeing how Selena kind of evolves.
Yeah, me too.
Selena Kyle,
Yeah.
or Cat. She calls herself Cat. And then we see Poison Ivy when she was younger.
Yes, we do. That
Yeah.
little cute redhead girl.
Uh huh. Ivy.
That little redhead girl, Ivy. She reminds me of those redhead kids in Breaking Bad because they kind of look the same.
Yeah.
But the ogre turned freaking Barbara Gordon crazy.
Yeah. Barbara Keene.
Yeah, I mean she just went crazy.
Of course, Gordon is well. He was dating Leslie Tompkins from Arkham,
Yeah.
but she eventually became the new coroner after the other coroner was killed. Or no, wait.
No, I think she was brought on to help Edward, the
Yeah.
Riddler. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think man, what I want to end this perhaps
I'm
because
trying. I'm trying.
we
I know, but I'm trying to make sure we covered Gotham a little bit because I gotta hear. I give Gotham a 9 out of 10. The only
oh yeah.
the only thing I have is that I think it's too much in one episode. They can like spread it out a little bit
But yeah,
more.
I mean it's a great show
It
though. I
is
mean,
a
I
great show. It
really
is.
yeah.
When you ever get to watch the first 8 episodes of season 2,
Oh
basic
yeah.
they have 3 more until the finale, mid-season finale. So
Ah,
go
okay.
ahead and watch. There's going to be 11 episodes, and then it's going to go mid-season finale and come back in like January, I think.
Oh, cool.
So try and find those 11 episodes because Barbara Gordon is like freaking Harley Quinn in these episodes.
Uh,
So that's pretty much it. We went into
yeah,
overtime tonight.
yeah, we
Uh,
did.
let's see here. Next week we'll be talking episode 3, Open House of Breaking Bad, and then
Yes.
we're going to take some time off because Thanksgiving's around the corner.
Yeah.
So 12th of December.
Yeah, sounds good. December 12th. Yeah.
December 12th. December
X
12th,
Files.
we'll be back with the X Cast. Miracle Man, Soft Light, El Mundo Gira, and Zero Sum, and Dreamlands 1 and 2. So I hope you enjoy this. Get on,
Yeah.
everybody.